The Tail of the Tape brought to you by Dave & Buster's, the only place to eat, drink, play, and watch sports.
And it's the record here that's highlighted the pro debut of Brooke Mayo. How she handles the big lights, how she handles the nerves will define this fight.
10 amateur fights. File that away as we get set to see her as a pro for the first time.
From Spike Sports, Bellator MMA, presented by Miller Lite, now features flyweights inside the Bellator cage. Set for 3 5-minute rounds. We introduce the blue corner at 5'4", weighing in 126 pounds even. Her professional record early on stands at 2-1. She fights out of Boise, Idaho. Introducing Veta Arteaga. And across the cage, her adversary, fighting out of the red corner at 5'7", weighing in the same 126 pounds even. Tonight, she makes her professional debut fighting out of Concord, California, Brooke the Bully Mayo. In charge of the action, referee Big John McCarthy.
Brooke right there. There you go.
Brooke Mayo said she didn't want a tomato can for her pro debut. She saw that list that we just showed you of women's flyweights. Says she wanted to be on it. The only way to be on it is to beat someone that's already there.
All right, there we go. You ready? You ready? Get up.
The fight clock brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. It's Miller time.
Mayo already burning off a little of that nervous energy. You can see that a little bit, but one of those kicks did get through there. A lot of energy in some of this movement. Arteaga staying a little bit more composed, and that's where you're seeing the difference between a debut and somebody who's been out there a few times.
Those highlights you saw of Veta Arteaga knocking down Anastasia Yankova, those were already past this point. They were the opening seconds of that fight.
I think she's a little thrown off by the size of Mayo, by the range of Mayo. Mayo coming out throwing kicks and jabs. Goes right at her. This is where she's at her best, on the inside.
Mayo has a very good guard, very good off of her back. I was interested to see if Arteaga would jump down and get on top of her and try some ground and pound. We didn't see that opportunity. She lost that window real quickly. Here we are on her feet. Arteaga needs to try to get her arm inside, either one of them at this point, gentlemen, and get an underhook. She's starting to try to do it with her left hand. She's having troubles getting over Mayo's head, which is blocking her. But it's going to be Arteaga's only way to get off this fence if she can get under and inside with at least one of her arms.
And that's the difference between stopping a folk-style takedown, a freestyle takedown, and stopping a Greco takedown. It's more of a process. You got to get inside. Turning her back, big mistake.
This is going to be a big problem for Arteaga this early and dry. Mayo is a very good ground practitioner, and now she's got her back. And she's got it without Arteaga having the benefit of a sweat. Arteaga doing everything right, coming right to the hand, starting to fight the problem. And she's forced Mayo to break, at least for now. She hasn't beat the position yet, but she did stop the lock.
The things about having somebody like Mayo on your back is very long legs. Man, they reach forever. It's so hard to get somebody with Mayo's build off you once they have both hooks in. This is not where Veta Arteaga wants to be.
Alima McFarland, Rebecca Ruth.
Yep, exact same thing. Now, the difference there is Alima doesn't have this kind of height, and Rebecca Ruth a lot stronger, able to pick her up and kind of fight and resist. Arteaga cannot resist like that in this position.
Arteaga doing a very good job here, guys. Once she gets both of her hands on one of Mayo's and she breaks the lock, she needs to then keep control of that arm, kill it completely from this position. She's doing a good job of breaking the lock, but then she lets it go, and we see her back in the same precarious position. Now she's starting to come through. Mayo looking for an armbar here. She's not going to get it. Arteaga's going to post up. She's going to be able to get some ground and pound. Mayo doing a great job of keeping separation, using her legs to push her opponent off.
Oh, there you go.
Arteaga needs to push those hips in and keep her head and elevation high.
She's in triangle trouble now. She can free that right leg. Couldn't do it in time.
Really seeing the contrast in styles here in these first 3 minutes.
The submission game changes a lot when someone's punching you in the face. Great stuff.
They're back on their feet largely because And largely because Arteaga chose this position. It looked like she took the pressure off and wanted to get back standing.
And this is when all that energy expended early, because you're inexperienced, starts to catch up with you. End of round one, you get that adrenaline dump, things start slowing down, and Veta Arteaga needs to pick it up now. Trying to turn off the fence with a nice knee.
Yeah, her opportunity to turn off the fence and not get here, she missed that a little bit. Now she needs to get this underhook, turn her opponent and trade positions with Mayo.
But you see, this time she was aware of it. She tried that turn, couldn't get it. She didn't want to be backed against the fence again.
When we talked to Veta Arteaga the other day, she said, we asked her about a fast pace, it's going to be slower. She said, well, I could say that, but I'd be like, it's not me.
She knows who she is and how she fights.
She knows one speed.
Pretty good knee she slipped in here. I'd like to see her, again, she's just going to trade positions. You want to be on the fence, no problem. Just make sure that your back is against the mat, not against the fence itself.
How you feeling?
I think they're getting this cut checked out.
Yeah, it did.
John McCarthy calmly asked her, how you
Have the
feeling?
doctor look at it. It's okay, okay? All right.
And she calmly responded, not too bad.
See where it
There's
happens.
a clash of heads.
Right.
She should
And
be
then there's
fine.
going to be a
I just want you to
headbutt.
look at her.
It was the headbutt for sure that caused the cut. The right hand was on the outside of the eye. The headbutt's right near the nose.
Can you double vision look at it all? No. Okay. Stay right there.
Yes, sir.
I got a clash of heads that caused the cut. Okay? Accidental. You ready?
And this is a restart. This benefits Veta Arteaga, no doubt. Let her back off the fence.
Arteaga's had a hard time finding her range, guys. Anytime they've ended up where she can reach her opponent, she's been pretty good at getting combos going, but she's not engaging that well. She's relying on Mayo to come in and close that distance.
Arteaga has it in close, and she's landed the shots here as we come to the end of round one.
Hey, breathe. Deep breath, feet. You're smashing her.
Here, get some water. Veta, when we're on the cage, quit reaching over the head. Remember, we got to pummel the underhooks and turn her. Put her back on the cage. She's only doing it because she's tired now, okay?
She's tired. She's desperate, Deep. Hey, find your way inside. Overhand right.
Yes, it's there.
Okay,
Yes.
And then after we're out, we're circling. No grappling.
No grappling.
This round is like the first round.
Every-
You're fresh.
New round. Yep. Left hook, right leg, there's up there. Left hook, right leg.
Take care of it, Paul. Take care of it, Paul. Come get the hook. It's good.
Brooke Mayo had her moments in the first round of her pro debut. Did she do enough, Jimmy, to win the round?
She did not to me. I gave it to Arteaga 10-9. Very close first round, but I thought she was a little more accurate with her striking.
I also had Arteaga, and largely I was won over by the ground and pound. I thought some of the best strikes of that round came from that position. And here's where Arteaga struggled, guys. You know, she is a little short. She does have a reach disadvantage, but she's having a hard time closing this distance and getting to her target. She's really relied on Mayo to step in, and when she does that, Arteaga is happy to play along. But if she wants to win this fight, she's going to have to find a way to close the distance on her own.
3-inch height disparity, 2-inch reach advantage between the two.
If I were Brooke Mayo's coach, I'd say you do not move forward. You throw that jab till you get sick of it. You throw that lead kick and that power kick until you can't do it anymore. Do not walk into her range. Make her come to you.
In a year in which we will crown eventually a champion in this division, we're going to make some history on March 3rd here on Spike. The inaugural women's featherweight title fight between Marloes Coenen and Julia Barr will also be the first scheduled women's main event in Bellator history. Big month of March, so we'll begin with that world title fight and end with King Mo and Rampage in Chicago.
Amsterdam with Marloes Koenen. I was with my mom, and my mom goes, "She's such a nice lady." I'm like, "No, she's not, Mom. You've never seen her fight. She's a killer, trust me." She seems nice right now while you guys are out shopping, but I'm telling you, she's brutal.
Amsterdam with your mom, huh?
Yeah, with the mom. She had a blast, man.
Hopefully all the shots in that world title fight will be within the confines of the 5 minutes.
Mom can hang. That's all I will say. That is it. That's all I will say.
Enough said. You know, I was being a little bit tough on Arteaga a moment ago, talking about that she's having a hard time closing this distance, but I think of fairness, and another way to say it is that Mayo is doing a great job of controlling the distance. She's keeping her right at the end, she's keeping herself protected and out of range, and she's giving just enough kicks here and there to keep this thing interesting.
I'd be a little busier with the lead hand if I were Mayo. Throw that lead left hook, throw the jab a little bit more, be more active from the outside. Like you said, she's controlling the range, but she's not imposing her game yet.
3 years into her walking into a jiu-jitsu and starting it for the first time. It's less than 3 years. An extraordinary athlete, Division I college soccer player, but she's still very new in the fight game in the big picture.
She's very close to a takedown here. There, Mayo comes out on top.
Don't grab it.
In half guard as long. Now she's bringing her head down. She needs to get her head high and get her chest straight. That's where she can start to posture and really deliver some blows.
Nice transition.
Transitions to mount.
Might take that arm on the way out, but no, she's going for the hooks.
Arteaga just being tough and strong right here, really showing a strength advantage. Now this is where things get interesting. Arteaga's either going to need to get her left arm in between her opponent's legs, or she's going to need to get her head high.
One or the other.
One or the other has to happen.
Exactly. She's in triangle danger. She's in omoplata danger. She's going to omoplata and then lets it go. Now this is where Arteaga did damage in the first round with that ground and pound. Can she get that range again? Because Brooke Mayo hunting for the triangle now. She needs to turn her hips the other way, get underneath the left leg of Arteaga and tighten it the other way.
Does she have room to do that?
Yeah, that's the trouble. Arteaga's putting a lot of weight on her, keeping her against the fence, not letting her do that.
Go on with it. There you are.
Arteaga doing a good job keeping her head just high enough, but boy, if she could drop those hips, arch her back, and really get that head out of there, she could save herself. She is in some potential danger. If this position was to change, she's in a little bit of danger right now.
The danger she's in is if she goes too far out, she gets armbar. If she goes too far down, she gets triangle. So she's hanging out in the middle. Now she's out.
Good, she blasts her way out. And that was a big opportunity. Arteaga just passed it up, allowed Mayo to get back up to her feet. That surprises me.
Brooke Mayo has been very content to stand here with Veta Arteaga.
So far, I have Mayo slightly ahead in this round. She's been a bit more aggressive and throwing a bit more. You saw what she did on the ground. Good stuff. Veta Arteaga can get it back.
Brooke Mayo, 24 years old. Still a relative baby in the sport and making her debut on this big stage, and she has been impressive. Through 2. On a night we thought we'd be spending all 3 hours talking about the GOAT and debating that, a different one checks in. Always great to hear from Jerry Rice, huge Bellator fan. He's undoubtedly enjoying this one. This has been a fascinating contrast in styles to relatively young fighters, particularly Brooke Mayo. Jimmy, are we even through 2? That second round could have gone either way.
Yeah, I have it even by the narrowest of margins because I gave that last round to Brooke Mayo. Both of these rounds very, very close. And like you said, we're seeing a contrast in styles. When it's inside, it's about the striking, it's Arteaga. When it's outside and it's about the striking, it's about Mayo. And on the ground and pound, Arteaga, submissions Mayo. It's been a very clear who's in a dominant position in this fight.
Yeah, I agree with that. And the one thing against Arteaga is she's just not able to force her range. She's kind of dealing with it and then playing the card she's dealt. If Mayo steps in and Arteaga can land, she's happy to do it. But she needs to find a way to get herself into those positions. I think as she goes forward, if there's anything she's going to take away from this fight, regardless of the outcome that's 4 minutes away, I think that that's the lesson that she really needs to have.
Man, when she's at range, she's impressive. She throws a lot. She's very accurate. Got to find a way to get in there.
Good front kick there by Mayo.
Bull Rush does it.
Are you surprised how quickly a roster in this division of compelling fighters has been put together? There's 7, 8, 9 fighters you'd want to see. And this thing's starting from scratch.
A lot of people forget when it comes to women's MMA, Scott Coker was the first one. He was the pioneer. He's the one that started it.
That's the first main event.
Ronda Rousey,
Gina Carano,
that was all Strikeforce.
Who was in the first main event, women's MMA and MMA history, the first women's main event. As we talk about the first one in Bellator history coming up on March 3rd.
Oh, a couple good knees there by Mayo. Mayo doing a good job of using her height.
Nice left over the top by Arteaga.
Taking the king with an elbow.
Brooke Mayo using the tie clinch.
Arteaga wants to trade positions with her. You can keep this tie, you can keep the position, the fence, the whole bit. Just make sure your back is the one off the wall here.
You know what's got to be going through the mind of Veta Arteaga. We talked about it extensively. Leaving it up to the judges the last time against Anastasia Yankova.
I love that too. Well, don't leave it to the judges. It's like it's a choice. Like, okay, I think I'll leave it. I mean, you're trying to finish the other person. It's just hard. Come on. At the highest level of the sport to get that.
She talked a lot about that in our conversation the other day.
Nice right hand.
Well, she took her foot off the gas pedal a little bit in the 3rd round against Yankova, feeling she had already done enough to win the fight. Her shots are getting through.
Oh, boy. Biggest shot of the night. Can't blame Mayo for having a change of course there.
Going for the guillotine, but not going to get it.
And here we are on the ground in the open. No fence involved this time. First time in the fight, Mayo goes right to the mount.
Twice he's been able to step right through the full mount. Veta Arteaga's given her back. And this has been the story of this entire fight. Just when you think it's going in one direction, it completely swings back the other way.
Arteaga's got to get there in hand fight. And once she breaks the lock, she needs to keep the wrist.
This has been good stuff.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect reversal. Oh, and Arteaga starts to posture big. Takes a lot of submissions away.
And all those right hands, they're targeting that eye that is swelling up. The left eye of Brooke Mayo. It is swelling. Don't know if she can see out of it. That's been her target.
And Arteaga needs to jump right on her.
It's the second time she let her up. You pointed out, Joe, the first time she did, you were surprised.
Her ground and pound has been so good. She's got her posture. She's delivering heavy shots. I am confused why she elects to come back up to her feet and then doesn't use the position.
Get over there.
That eye is a mess. They're checking it out.
It is swelling badly. Yeah. And fans, you heard the reaction. They just saw it on the big screens.
Yeah, that's it. They're stopping right now.
Brooke Mayo is fighting to continue this.
Swelling issue, gentlemen. I've seen eyes that look like that plenty of times. With the absence of blood, I don't know that I've seen a fight where it was stopped. But this doctor's as good as they come. He's been around a very long time.
And it's because of the right hands. The thing is that when a lot of doctors, when they see swelling like that, they think there could be an orbital fracture, something wrong with the bone. I remember Josh Koscheck, GSP, had swelling like that. It was because of the orbital. I think that's what he's worried about.
Sure, and you're worried about
pressure. She can see out of it, but it's the orbital I think they're worried about. Because that swelling is bad.
You have to understand the story of Brooke Mayo and everything she has been through in her athletic life to create the second opportunity, the second career for herself. She does not want it taken away.
Well, she's misunderstanding. To Jimmy's point, it's not about whether you can see, it's about the pressure that can be put on the eye and the doctor stepping in and protecting her for her own safety.
Drama all throughout the 3 rounds of that fight. Almost painful to watch Brooke Mayo during that break, pleading to continue the fight. I can see. And obviously the doctors going with the health of the fighter and safety calling a halt to this one. Let's check out the Black Guard Premium Spice Rum replay. The bold 93 proof rum that's edgy to the core.
Hey, this is really the story of the fight. If Arteaga was able to step in and find range, she was delivering heat, and bad intention was behind every blow. I think that might have been the one right there that landed on the socket. Another great job that Arteaga did was being on the ground. Mayo was always giving her just enough range, and of course this is the conclusion of the fight where Brooke Mayo was arguing, please let me continue.
Why are you stopping it? I can see, over and over and over. Michael C. Williams will make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, upon advice of the cage side physician, referee Big John McCarthy, due to the eye injury, waves off the contest. Official time 4 minutes, 4 seconds into round number 3. The winner by TKO, Veta Arteaga.
Both fights for Veta Arteaga inside the Bellator cage have been unpopular endings with the fans, but Brooke Mayo will always be remembered for that performance. Veta Arteaga earned this one. She's with Jimmy.
I'm here with your winner, Veta Arteaga. That wasn't just a fight. That was a war, just the way you like it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I like. I like somebody to give me a challenge, and hey, my hat goes off to Brooke. She definitely, can take a hit and give a hit, so much respect to her.
Of course, the last time you were in the Bellator cage, Anastasia Yankova, very close decision. You just got a TKO tonight. How much do you want another shot at her?
Oh, whoever Bellator wants me to fight, I will fight. So if you want me to fight Anastasia, I will definitely take that rematch.
She'll take anybody. Veta Arteaga, give her a huge hand.
That was a great fight with story upon story as it unfolded.